Hey everybody, it is Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. You know how that goes. Anyway, I just impromptu. I'm messing around with the DOS Compatibility Card, which is the kind of the first foray that Apple made into DOS compatibility stuff for the kind of originally the Quadra 610. It was the base card. It was called the Houdini because this was kind of a magic trick to have PC and Mac in one box from Apple. There was Orange PC and there were other companies that made solutions in the past, but this was the first one that was kind of officially something Apple had made. So Reply and a couple other companies came in kind of around this era to kind of fill in the gap on stuff. Hey, GVHS, how are you doing? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you, Apple's Anonymous. Thanks for stopping by. This impromptu. This is just very impromptu. I'm doing some stuff with the DOS compatibility card, and I figure if I'm going to sit down here, maybe other people can watch too. But in any case, Reply and a couple other companies got in on the game, and then Apple, as they moved away, they actually released a second version for the Power Macintosh 6100. So that's why you see those DOS compatible Power Macintosh 6100s, and they also have, like, over by the power switch, I think they put like a little bit of text there on the silk screen that says on and off, because I remember from when I was young, I had the DOS card for my Quadra 610. I had a buddy over that was a PC user. We were installing something, and he went to eject the disk, and he just turned the machine off because he was just like, oh yeah, that's the floppy eject button. And it makes perfect sense. I mean, I would have put a silk screen there too. So it made sense. They kind of fixed some things. So thanks, Ryan. That's very kind. I know it's really late over your direction. It's not so late here, but Newfoundland, it's kind of, I'm sure that things are 2 hours ahead, or it's a special time zone over there, so I don't even know. I guess if it's 2 hours ahead, if it's 1:15 a.m., that's weird that your minutes would be off compared to mine, because it's only 10:45 p.m. here. Anyway, so Jeremy, how's it going? But yeah, so it's just, I've always loved this thing. I've always been fascinated with it. I really need to get a new lid for my 6100, because mine is the non-DOS compatibility version. So anyway, I was playing around with this on Trina's stream. Oh, it's 2.5 hours ahead. That's so strange. I mean, curvature of the earth and whatnot. I'm not an expert on any of this. I'm very fascinated by it, but I'm certainly no expert. So in any case, I was talking with Garth Beagle. Yeah, hey Amy, it's what is this time zone black magic? It's in Newfoundland, or Newfoundland, as people would say maybe in the Midwest. But yeah, it's kind of its own magical little time zone over there off the east coast of Canada. But anyway, I'm trying to think. I was working on this on Trina's stream earlier, and I was talking to Garth Beagle, and it was sitting. This machine's been sitting over there for like 6 months, 8 months, something like that. And I was like, I really need to get this thing fixed up. And so Garth was like, yeah, you ought to get that going. And so I started taking a look at it, and I was thinking about things I wanted to accomplish, and I got it all set up and ready to go. And then I started messing around, and I did some stuff, and I broke it. So I think the plan now is to see if I can fix this thing up. I had a blue SCSI in it, and actually I did some horse trading recently, because I've been trying to get rid of all of my SCSI to SDs. And all that type of stuff. So actually, I have one of their Zulu SCSIs that I thought I would just throw in here, because it's just, I got one on hand. Not an endorsement at all, but it is just something that I just happen to have, and I thought, I've still got a number of 1.1 blue SCSIs. I've got some 2.0s in the mail coming from Joe over at JCM1, JCM-1.com. But you can see all the people that are actually making Blue Scuzzies over. You go to bluescuzzy.com/ I think it's vendors, but I mean certainly there's a sale link at the top of the page. You just click it and it'll take you right where you want to go. But in any case, I am copying some stuff over to a SD card right now, so that way that I can pop that in the Zulu and then see if I can get this machine back up and running. So kind of annoying that I nuked it, but at the same time, I don't really know that it hurts anything. So you just redo it. Isn't that part of the fun? Isn't that part of the hobby? So DJ Craze, good to see you as well. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and shift cameras. Yep. Okay, there's the machine. As you can see, look at that dusty base on the dusty base. Let me turn this light off. Let me go ahead. I'm going to spin around here, and I'm going to go ahead and get the SD card set up in the machine. We're going to boot it and see if we can do an OS install real fast, and then get all the software that we need. Normally what I like to do when I'm setting these things up is I like to put a copy of the Apple Legacy, especially if it's a machine that's running System 8 or lower, and a machine that will actually boot System 761. I like to use that Apple's Legacy Software Recovery CD, just because that's really, really handy for booting some of these machines up and getting them going. So as you can see, there's the Zulu. Okay, I'm going to put my SD card in there and we'll see what happens. Actually, this might be a really short stream because the error that I was getting on this machine, it was a SADMAC. So I don't know if it's still doing that, or if something happened to my machine while it was running. So we'll have to see. I think this machine needs to be recapped and stuff, so I suppose anything is possible, but we'll see. Okay, well, it does not appear to like my SD card that I have in there. Let's see. Let me do some magic here. I'm gonna hold down Open Apple Option Shift Delete and the 0, which I think is where I parked the like a bootable System 755, but that may not be the case. Yeah, that does not appear to be the case. Okay, so we are going to switch back over to the PC. I'm going to copy some more files and chat with you guys some more. So let's go back to main cam. Okay, so I am going to go ahead. Yeah, it is a good night for Blutz and granola bars. Yeah, that was really, really strange. If you didn't watch the stream, hey, actually, I probably ought to be kind and say hi to everybody here. DJ Craze is here. Jack68K. David Ross is here. Exodium Retro. Good to see everybody. Nikki Broad Owens. Good to see you as well. Or Broad? Okay. You'll have to tell me for sure, Nikki. But in any case, the plan is to try to get this thing booting so that I can do the software and stuff. But while I was playing around with my 6360 the other night, yeah, the Blutz and granola bars, SatMac 356, good to see you as well. When I was playing around with it, it kind of did like a half-ass install of the operating system, and I'm fairly certain that it was not really kind of in a position to actually boot. Like there was some stuff that was not 100% kind of correct. And so when I actually powered on the machine, it would sit there and it would just be like it would instantly give you the old, because the whole thing with like like System 8 and 761 and those newer things is they eliminated that Welcome to Macintosh screen and instead had like the Mac OS splash screen, which kind of became popular in those later releases. But I guess somebody just went in, one of the developers, and added that, and it was like, instead of saying Welcome to Macintosh, it says Blutz and granola bars, and it's like it makes a crunchy treat or something. There's another line, if you look in regedit, you can actually see it in there. Okay, so I have the Apple system, or I'm sorry, Apple Legacy Software Recovery CD copied to the SD card. And, well, hold on. How is this SD card formatted? That is probably worth knowing as well. Yeah, it's exFAT. That should work, I would sure think. If it doesn't work, I'd really like to know why it wouldn't work. Oh, it makes a tasty snack. Yes, thank you, thank you. I knew it was something. Something cute. So it's no butthead astronomer, I guess, but it'll have to do. Okay, so let's go back over here. Let's see if this thing. I don't know. I've never used this Zulu before, so I have no idea if it actually even really works. I would sure assume the company I got it from actually does stuff with MIDI sequencers. So that's kind of the, I guess the goal, or the what most of their customer base kind of, does. So, but I do think it's weird that this thing will not. It's not even giving me the log file. If I look at that SD card, there's no log file on it, which is rather strange, I would say. I don't know. Do you absolutely have to have power plugged into this thing? I sure don't think so. I was fairly certain that it is bus powered, right? I certainly don't have a Berg. That's the floppy style power connector. I certainly don't have a Berg to Molex. I mean, what century is this? So, all right. So what am I attempting to do? I am attempting to use an SD card in a Zulu SCSI, and I'm not having a lot of luck. I sure don't know why. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm getting the blinky on the Zulu SCSI when it doesn't have an SD card in it. So let's take a look. See. Yeah, for whatever reason, I do not. I am sure not seeing this. All right, let's do this. Let's use Rufus. I'm very quickly going to use Rufus to go ahead and reformat this SD card, just in case it is doing something that the Zulu SCSI does not like. So let's. Can I show you? I don't know. I was going to say I could probably show you, but man, it's not super interesting to watch me format an SD. So, all right, so we're going to make it non-bootable. It's exFAT. We're going to do a quick format. One pass. Make Rocket go now. Okay, it destroys all the data. Yeah, that sounds good. I love it. Okay, so we have now reformatted our SD card. And let's hope that that is all that was needed to get over this hump here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy I've got some pre-made images that absolutely should just work. One would sure assume, but the problem is they're 2 gigabytes, so it's going to take just a second to copy those over. But let's see. Let's check in. Let's see how chat is doing. Tim Cross says, is the LED blinking 5 times? Yeah, it is. It blinks 5. If there's no SD card in it, it's absolutely, it's a blinking. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So if I have an SD card in there that actually has some image files, it will it'll be like, no problem. It'll be like, that's fine. If it doesn't like that SD card, that's probably okay. I've got others. I picked that one because it's kind of a faster one, perhaps, in my collection. And it's a full size, so I don't. Whoops, sorry, I'm reaching blind here. I don't have to use a adapter because I know sometimes stuff doesn't care for these adapters. That's all right. So, what Mac is this? This is a Power Macintosh 6160. This is the original OG new bus, even though it doesn't really have a new bus slot. PowerPC. So this is the entry level PowerPC. I like this machine, little pizza box. It's basically a Quadra 610 with some PowerPC stuff shoehorned in. I would probably say it is not a good machine as a Quadra 610. Quadra 610 does a lot of fun things, and this was kind of out of the time when PowerPC compatibility really didn't matter that much, because until we got System 7.5, there was not a lot of PowerPC native code like in all those patched out versions of System 7. So like System 7.1 Pro or 7.1.2 or whatever it is, I know that there's just a smidge maybe of PowerPC native code, but not enough for it to really matter. So 7.5 definitely kind of got things up to speed for those machines, which was nice. Okay, so I have now dragged over a disk there. Let me go ahead. I'm going to make sure that I've got a copy of that legacy software recovery CD on there as well. So maybe I have the files named wrong too. Maybe I do. I'm using Blue SCSI nomenclature here, and that's probably not correct. Zulu SCSI file naming convention. Oh yeah, that's nice. Yep. Okay, so let's see. Scroll down through here. It says 5 card not detected. Yep. 1 boot on former successfully loaded, at least 1 file loaded, 3 blinks, nothing found in the SD card, 5 no SD card, continuous Morse code pad and firmware crashed. Hey, that's great. Okay. All right. Well, according to this, you can with the CD naming stuff, I guess. Sorry, kind of spinning through trying to read this stuff and engage with chat is maybe not the easiest thing to do. Okay, it's simple. Okay, hold on. Bruce has got this written down here. Oh, God, I love it when you go somewhere and it's like, I can't find the exact text. Okay, there we go. The powerful naming convention that presents into the, well, it's not helping if you don't give an example. So let's keep going. HD1 fully built. There's an option to put the file name HD1 underscore something. Not the SD card. If you change file name, then you are sorry. I am reading. There's some Amiga forum. Okay. Yeah, Zodium says Zulu should work with Blue SCSI names. That's why I'm thinking that my card was not formatted correctly. So that's why I went ahead and made sure that I named it something correct. Okay. So, or I'm sorry, reformatted it with Rufus. Yep. I like that. It's a cool little utility. Okay, so now I have my SD card. Let me get this sticker off of here. Yeah, because I think... okay. All right, so let's see what we got. I'm fairly certain I'm probably going to have to power cycle. Well, 1. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was formatted wrong. What else is new? Gosh. Tell you what. All right, let me go ahead and it's Adam. So thank you, Exodium, for like the sanity check there. All right, let's go ahead and get this up here. I really need to get a better way to do this. Oh, I guess maybe it's better if I look at it. That's kind of cheating it good. I like that. Okay, so Adam says, Sloopy Malibu, hello again. Yes, hello again. The only thing I'd make sure with the Mac is switch mode switches on and switch 1. Yeah, so that's all good. It really shouldn't affect that much. Adam says, hey, did you know that it's really late? Yes, it is. Depending on where you live, it might be tomorrow already. But here, I've got a whole hour before it's tomorrow. So I figure I might as well get some stuff done. So, okay. So I've got probably going to switch so you don't have to stare at the back of my head, which is not super exciting unless I'm getting a haircut. So I've got these things. Let me go ahead and I'm going to, let's see, startup disk, recovery, reboot. So I copied the contents of the Apple Legacy Recovery CD to like a little custom disk image kind of thing. So that way, because sometimes, because there was a time when the Blue SCSI and all that type of stuff would not boot from a SCSI ISO like disk image. So so it's kind of nice to be able to do some of this. So all right, let's go ahead. We're gonna format this drive real fast. Disk utilities, format software. There's the patched version, which you don't really even need anymore because it's it shows up correctly. Maximum Macintosh. Yes, we're gonna blow this away. Quit. All right, let's make sure. Did it actually erase everything? Sure enough. All right. So, as is tradition, Macintosh. Oh, shit, fire. Okay, Macintosh HD. And I know some people do not care for that, but all right. So this machine is going to get 761. So let's go ahead and let's get 7.6 cooking, and then we'll do the 7.6.1 update. And this should not take a crazy amount of time. I would not think to do this install, since 7.6 it's pretty svelte. All right. I probably should have taken out all the printer stuff. I hate that. I'm not really printing anything. I'm not Steve from Mac 84. I don't have 900 printers just sitting around. Okay, so while that cooks, let's go back over to the main PC so I can see everybody and interact with chat. Over here in Richmond, Virginia, it's like 1875. Yeah, I believe it. I believe that. It's, you know, it's kind of part of the local history, part of the local culture. Sleepy Malibu says, hey, it's because of you and Steve that I now have a Mac Classic sitting next to me, working and with the Blue SCSI working. Hey, that's great. That's great news. I will say that that probably if after batteries and capacitors, the thing that is really holding up a lot of people getting into this Macintosh hobby is storage. So you definitely want to make sure that that there are some cool options kind of on the market for people to do all that type of stuff. Because I just remember in the old days, if you, I mean, you had like a box that had like, okay, these are my best mechanical quantum 40 meg hard drives. They all sounded like pure death. And when they finally did perish, that was it. And you were just sad, and there was not a lot you could do about it. But nowadays, it's really nice that we do have some options, and we've got some friendly people like Eric Helgeson and Androdia. I say it incorrectly every time, and people kindly correct me. But Androdia have kind of worked out the stuff with the Blue SCSI version 2, which is sort of Raspberry Pi 2040 based. So it can make use of SCSI 2. There's like a ton of other neat options and stuff. So I think it's really cool that stuff's out there, because it's made my life a lot easier. Because there's a point where you can't do anything unless you got all the stuff. So sorry, I want to make sure that my Sad Mac shirt is showing, because you never know. But Ron, I like listening to your voice. Hey, I like listening to your voice too. I think that I really want to do a video. It's where you know that book where it's like shitty printers that came out. It's like that tiny little hardback book. I got a copy of that. I really want to do some reading out of that. And I also think I want to do a YouTube short. I don't know if you guys remember these things, but I stumbled on these the other day, kind of in my Andromeda. No, I don't. I don't think. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I just read things, and that's the thing. You can't beat up people too much if they have just read a word and they're pronouncing it, because it just, like, people that like people that are into book learning, that just read a book and you see the word and you mispronounce it. You can't get too mad at them because they didn't hear it from somebody else. They read it. But in any case, way back in the day, these were super duper handy. There was a company called TechWorks that actually sent me these. When you would order like a RAM upgrade, or if you spent like a certain amount, or like me, that I worked for a business that did a lot of bought custom memory and things like that. You would sometimes get these little installation guides in the mail that would have a lot of good information about like, kind of tough to see. Maybe it's really tough to see. I'll have to do this with better lighting. But the whole point of it is that there are information in here. Like, it'll tell you, okay, 660 AV, Quadra 660 AV, Citrus 660 AV. It'll tell you that it uses 72-bit SIMs, what the combination of the SIMs are to get the maximum memory, where they're actually physically located inside the machine. Because kids, iFixit was not always the thing. I remember when iFixit came around, I was like, wow, that's really amazing. You don't really need to have all this kind of specialty information anymore. But there's a couple of these books, and they're really, really neat because they've actually got some information about the different Macs, and it'll tell you exactly like kind of the specs of the machine, including things like how much video RAM they have, stuff like that, what the upgrade options, max RAM, some like little tech tips and things like that. But these books were like so cool back in the day, just because like this one right here covers everything from the Mac 128 all the way up to basically the PowerPC or the new bus PowerPCs. It also covers all of the PowerBooks and Duos up to the right before the PowerPC era, and all the Apple printers. So this book is like really, really handy for kind of all that specialty lost knowledge. Now, I'm not saying that anybody's going to have a LaserWriter NT that they really want to put like RAM into and stuff these days. But if you did, I mean, this is kind of neat. It'll tell you exactly like how much RAM is built in. It'll tell you specs about the printer, like how many pages per minute, resolution, things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, just kind of neat. I'd really like to do a video about these. Maybe I'll do a YouTube short this week. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. That'd be kind of fun. So I think I'll do that. And then I also had some ideas to do some other stuff. I guess eventually I'll do that too. Man, this is dragging butt back there. But I am installing from the device to the device, which sometimes is problematic. So I do have, speaking of Blue SCSI, I do have an external Blue SCSI 2.0, or Blue SCSI version 2, I guess is probably more appropriate. This is the external unit. I've got a internal unit coming from Joe, and I think I might have another one coming from someone else, just because I want to spread the love around on all that purchasing. So, but as you can tell, kind of the here's like a version 1. So they are like a little bigger, but there's a lot kind of more going on. And here it is compared to an actual Blue SCSI, like a traditional kind of internal one. But it's really neat, man. There is so much surface mount components on this. I could never do that, but my understanding is that they have the manufacturer or the PCB printing house, which I am not sure where they actually have them manufactured, but they are very kind. They do all the surface mount stuff. And so when you buy a kit, I think really all you have to do is you do the through-hole components, which are these jumpers right here. You do have to solder on the 2040, and then you do have to solder on the DB25. So yeah, But no, that's true. The PCBs come with the SMD stuff already attached, which I didn't know for sure. So when I ordered my first one, I just paid for like an assembled one because I just didn't want to take a chance and be like, oh, I really do not possess the skills, because you would have to have probably hot air station, magnification, all that good stuff to probably be able to do that. I don't know. There's some people out there, like I guarantee Sark from like Kansas Fest and Vintage Computer Festival Midwest could probably do it with just using his eyeballs, but I am not Sark, so I could not do that. So anyway, yeah, I think that's what I ended up doing. Earlier, is I did it from an external to the internal, and it was quicker because you're not tying up your SD card doing things. So yeah, Sark could probably do it just by eye. Yeah, it's good for you. I don't. I'm in my late 40s now, so I definitely do not have the vision to do that stuff any longer. So, okay, so let's go back over to the machine, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna quit that. And I do think that it is gonna give us some grief if we just try to do a 7. Oh wait, that's not what I meant to do. We'll have to quit out of that. A 761 update. I think you actually have to reboot from like it only wants to do an in-place upgrade. Something weird like that. Disagree. I disagree, Apple. Oh shit, I did it again. Oh man, it's always something. Okay, so I will disagree again, I think. We will continue, and then I will disagree. Yes, I disagree, Apple. Okay, so but I'm fairly certain that this is like a fool's errand here, but we will see. Agree. No, it'll let me do it. Hey, that's nice. Okay, so we'll do this, then we'll get the Apple DOS compatibility software installed, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy over. I've got some stuff on an SD card. It's actually in this blue SCSI over here. Let's see if I can get this pulled out of here. Come on, you little bugger. Oh, shit. Did I drop it? Damn. Oh, damn. All right. Okay. Yep, got it. Okay. So I'm going to need to get some of the stuff off of this, because we are going to need to copy it over to the other machine. All right. So there is a DOS. Yep. That's going to take a second to copy. But this is going to take a bit to finish up this install. And there's a couple other things that I need to install over there, like I need to get the Apple the 164 DOS compatibility software and stuff installed. And then I went down a rabbit hole this evening doing some research on that as well, and kind of very quickly realized that I did not, or that Apple deprecated some of the functionality on this machine. So it, yeah. JVHS says, hey, did you have to recap your Power Mac 6100? No, I didn't. Actually, I got it from my good friend Retromole up in St. Louis. He had a Quadra 610 and a 6100. He wouldn't sell me the Quadra 6100 unless I bought he wouldn't sell me the Quadra 610 unless I bought the 6100. So I went ahead and I bought them both. And then I gave the Quadra 610 to Eric John Miller from Eric's Edge. And I think it's actually on his desk. He's been playing around with it quite a bit because he needed the machine, 68040 level machine, so he could do AUX. Because I guess he was working on an AUX series and doing some programming stuff. And the only way to do it is to actually have a machine with a 68040. So, all right. So we got that installed. See, I'm telling you what, that this Apple DOS compatibility CD is great. It really just makes all the difference. Now, you might say, Ron, isn't there a newer version of the software? And the answer is sort of, because there's a third-party company that actually makes or made, rather, they charge like $40 for it. I guess they were partnered with Apple to make a kind of a modified version of this that would run on versions of the system software after 7.6.1. And probably in like the early 2000s, I mean like early 2000s, when this would have mattered, they basically decided to give it away for free. So it's kind of nice. I think they even asked Apple if they could like open source it, and so that way that other people could make modifications, keep doing stuff, and I don't think Apple honored that. Otherwise, we'd have probably heard something about it. So, okay. So we have, let's take a look. Yep. I don't know about you guys. I drag all this stuff, all the extra stuff into Apple Extras, because that's just how I've always done it. Maybe that's not how everybody else does it. All right. So there we go. Let's get rebooted. And let's take a look over here on the main PC and see how things are copying. Are we finished? Did we finish? Yes, we finished. Okay. So I have some drive containers that I have set up from a long time ago. I actually made a little video and contributed some stuff out there on Macintosh Garden for people that were just like, I just need a turnkey on this. I'm a Mac person. I want to play around with DOS, but I do not want to go through and do all the rigmarole of trying to make all that work. So I went through and I just kind of prepped it, and it worked. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let this finish. I'm going to shut it down, and then I need to copy that. I have a drive image set up that's got I have a drive container set up that has all of the like little disk images for my DOS compatibility card tied up in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that copied over. As soon as I do that, we'll see kind of the rest of this. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shut down the Mac, and then I'm going to come back over here to the main PC, and then we'll see what we can do. Shut that down. Okay, power that off. Get the SD card out. Put it in the PC. Get my microphone back over here. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to take that Apple Legacy Software Recovery CD. Actually, I'll just leave it there. Hey, I'm actually getting a Zulu SCSI info file now, so that's kind of nice. So, okay, so let's get this hard drive thing copied over. Actually, I need to take a bio break. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, it wasn't a full 2 minutes, so Thankful for that. Let's see. Xenium says, I've had better luck with SMD stuff, honestly, trying to clear through holes when recapping. Yeah, that is not a lot of fun. I'm thinking one of the things I want to buy this year is going to be like a solder gun with the vacuum and all that type of good stuff. So that would be kind of fun. Sleepy says, I still have 2 Sound Blaster boards for the DOS cards. If you want to get rid of one, please let me know. Because it would always be good to have an extra one. I actually had an extra DOS card. I sent it to Eric Nolrick from the Blue Scuzzy project. Sent it to him. I do not know if that sound card was good. I don't know if he's actually playing around with it. So, Sloopy, if you decide that you would like to maybe sell those or donate them to the channel, man, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Let me know. So, Ian Scott says, Mac plus DOS together, dreams do come true. Yeah, I do. Yep, I agree. I agree with that statement. I always thought that was really cool back in the day. The only thing I really hated is I had a Quarter 610. And I saved my nickels and dimes, and I bought the DOS Compatibility Card first, and that was like pre-sound card. It was like the Houdini 1, the first version. And it absolutely no sound. It was just like PC speaker, kind of sucked. But there were people that were like kind of already talking about, oh yeah, on the card there's this little header, and it's, when you go in with the scope, it's kind of a subset of a USB, of an ISA slot. And I was like, yeah, that's really cool. And so the Houdini 2 absolutely included that sound chipset. So that was really cool. Worked for a company back in the 90s. It was all Mac. The accountant for the company was PC only. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's really, really tough to run Lotus 123 on a Mac for a while it was. So... it is already tomorrow at your house, Bruce. So is it too late for me, or is it too early for you? We'll have to think about that. So, no, it's never too late for a live stream, especially if you're just tinkering around with stuff and you just want to play around and get something fun going. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, our file copy is completed. I just want to make sure, I'm going to double check the names and all this stuff to make sure that it looks okay, and it does. So let me go ahead and I'm going to eject the SD card. And then we're going to go back to the bench. And we will boot this up and see. And actually, if anybody is in the... Oh, sorry. I guess I got to bring the microphone with me. If anybody's in the market for Blue Scuzzy or Zulu Scuzzy or any of those cool components, definitely check out Bruce's webpage, because he's, especially if you're kind of, in Australia or you're in New Zealand, he's probably going to be the person that you would want to reach out to and see about picking up some of those items. It's Bruce, I don't remember what your... Oh, it's time for afternoon tea. Well, that's good. That's good. I do not remember. What... I know Recap-A-Mac. Brankus Creations. If I Google that, do I get your website? No, I don't. Bad search optimization there. But yeah, I would probably say that, yeah, definitely reach out to Bruce. Bruce is probably going to be your guy. If you live in Australia or you live in New Zealand, he'll probably have what you're looking for. All right, so as I always have done in the past, I like to go in and get the PC compatibility control panel, and I make a alias and I throw it on the desktop. And I always hated this, that they put the word alias at the end. Hated it. All right, I want to turn off virtual memory. I'm going to up this. What would it... How much RAM do I have in here? Oh, gosh. 70. This is like the max RAM. So let's set the 4 meg disk cache, which is super overkill, but I love it. 256 colors. That's pretty good. Mouse Miska. Let's set the. No, sorry, that was a mistake. That was a rookie mistake, folks, and you were here to witness it. Okay, let's go to chooser. I'm gonna turn off Apple Talk. Yeah, okay, Apple Talk is inactive. That's good. Let's see. Do I have window shade set up? Yeah. Yep. Love it. All right, let's get our sound cranking here. Quack, love it. Sound out. 44 kilohertz volumes. Yeah, baby. Let's go. I want to hear it. Okay. So let's oh wait, sorry. This is a new install. Always gotta go into views, snap to grid. I don't know what type of savage you are if you don't use snap to grid. Okay, so here's my DOS card thing, and I've actually got 2 partitions set up here, which are kind of handy. Oh, Bruce, sorry, hold on. When I've got my back turned, it's really hard to see in chat. Bruce says, I've got some Blue SCSI V1 back in stock, but V2 is not available yet. I would say that if you are in a pinch and you need something, get a V1. These things are cheap. Get a V1, buy a V1 or a V2 later. Because, get your machine up and running and start having fun. You can always squeeze out some more speed later. But the V2, just looking at the benchmarks that people have been kind of talking about, I mean, 030 machines are even showing improvements on that versus the V1. So that is not to say that there's anything wrong with the older product. The older product's great. I own like a bajillion of them. So yeah, I also use snap to non-fascist. That is my default position these days. So, well, it's one of those things. There's never a good time to launch a product. There's never a good time to do anything. I am one of those people that's of the opinion that you kind of make your own luck. January would not be a dumping ground for crappy movies if Hollywood didn't make it a dumping ground for crappy movies. So I think that there are other things that can occupy in that space, or that can exist in that space and all that. So the decision to do it right around the Lunar New Year, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, there's always a lag after the Lunar New Year as everything catches back up. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So probably the smart money is just on getting your stuff out there. Okay, actually, I think can I rearrange? Oh man, oh wow, this is broke. Wait, hold on one second. So let's see. Let's kill these banners. Let's get rid of these. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. All right, hold on. I got to switch back, and I got to copy something in bench. No. Oh, damn it! I did it wrong. Yeah, this is lower left. Okay, so let's see. Bench, no can. Oh my gosh. Don't worry. I'll get it going one of these days. That's the thing. I hate this. This is one thing that is tough about. There we go. All right. Tough about OBS is getting kind of where you figure, okay, there, hey, that looks much better. I redid my logos. I thought that they were kind of tough to read. So, but yeah, I think V2s will easily meet demand here shortly, as soon as shipping and parts and everything like that catch up. So, but yep, I think that's going to be pretty good. And since they are the same price as the outgoing ones, I mean, they've just got some additional kind of advantages and things like that. So, it'll be interesting to see if one eclipses the other. So, All right. Okay, so we have everything copied. I've got the my little image, or I've got a drive image that has my drive containers inside of it. So let's go ahead. We're going to switch back over to the desk. And let me go ahead, and I have a 8 megabyte. Oh, and that's the other thing that's weird about the card. The 6100 will actually take EDO memory, so you can put in like, obviously like two 16 megabyte. Oh, I want to reboot real fast actually. Two 16 megabyte or 32 megabyte rather, 72 pin sims, and then an EDO. But the DOS compatibility card only wants fast page. Thanks, Apple. Good thinking. But, I mean, I guess it is a 486, so you just do what you can. I actually was playing around earlier, and I've got, this is a 4 megabyte that I had in there, and that's okay, but I think 8 is maybe better. And I had a 16, turns out it's EDO. Had no idea. It was one, I did not test it the other night during my RAM test stream. So, okay, so let's take a look-see. Yep, it's off. Yep, looking good, Plenty of RAM. Okay, so PC setup. Let's go ahead. Now, here's the thing that was deprecated, if you can kind of see this. There's three options. It says, one says other drive file, one says new drive file, and the other one says drive partition. The other drive file is what we're going to do, because these things are already set up and ready to go. There's my DOS drive, and you can actually have two kind of partitions out here, or two, like a C and a D drive. That's it. Nothing past that. It'd be neat if you could have more, but I mean, I kind of understand. And I think if you go and we are going to say new drive file, I am fairly certain that, the maximum size for these is like 1 gigabyte, which is really kind of not as handy as you would think. Especially if you have like a lot of DOS games and stuff you want to load up on here. Because let's just be honest. I think you can put Windows 95 and stuff on it. People have kind of hacked that all out. I am not sure that I really want to run Windows 95 on a 486, but here we are. So I'm going to go ahead, or I was going to say, you can make a new drive file. You can take one you've already got. And there's an option that says drive partition. It doesn't matter what you do. It'll complain. No DOS drives or partitions can be located on the SCSI bus. I am unaware of a way to actually format a drive for DOS inside 761. I don't know how you would do it. But so I did a bunch of research tonight to try to figure this out. And it turns out that Apple deprecated that feature because I guess people were getting corruption on their DOS files, just because it would kind of lock the image and stuff, and that wasn't super great. So, and I would honestly just tell you that the just using these drive containers is good enough, because if you double click one, it'll mount right here on the desktop, and you can access your PC files in there like nothing happened. Drag stuff in. I mean, it's writable. Just, don't have your machine crashed. And when you're done, you just, eject it. That's it. So, okay. We have fiddled around enough. Let's switch to the PC. You get to actually, when you have a dedicated display, or it'll tell you, like, if you, like, because this is just the 640x480 VGA LCD. If you do have other types of displays, it will tell you in here. It'll be like 13-inch color or whatever. I mean, I don't know why you'd ever have that hooked up, but it'll tell you the information about it. And I think this drag down, it'll let you do some other stuff. I think if it runs headless, because you can actually have it auto start, like when you start up your Mac. And there's even an option where it'll start and it'll go to the PC side immediately when you power it on. This other little thing right here where it says Sim, you can actually use part of your Mac's RAM as RAM on the card. If you want like a painfully slow experience, absolutely do that. And then this is going to give an error, I think, if I click that. Yeah, because you could do file sharing where there'll be like a virtual drive that will show up that'll between the two environments. So I guess if you need to move files back and forth, that's pretty handy. And then of course you've got like full floppy support and all that too. So all right, so let's switch. Neat little fade out. Yeah, 8 megabytes of RAM. And it's Chips and Technologies. That's the actual chipset that's on the board. So PC speaker. This right here you're about to see, this is actually kind of neat. This is, if you ever go to Phil's computer lab, this is his, this is what I've got set up, and it's out there on, what the heck do you call it? Macintosh Garden. You can actually download this. I've got this over there on a disk image ready to go, or drive file ready to go. But this is all the stuff for playing different DOS games, because this will divvy up your memory and try to give you like the most amount of RAM based on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. I do not load any, or I don't load very much of the Apple stuff, because I will tell you what, man, like if you do the base install of those DOS compatibility floppies, you'll have like 384K of conventional memory left. I mean, it's like this is pretty svelte. So, I mean, we've got 640 base. We're only using 75K with all these TSRs and stuff, so that's not too bad. This is plenty of RAM to do just about anything you'd want to do. And of course, you can get it much smaller. That boot menu, there were options to just straight boot it up. Don't load any TSRs, don't load any CD drivers, anything like that. But the CD driver stuff is nice because, again, if you have the Blue SCSI or something, or you've got your Zulu and you've got like disk images, you can just have them loaded up, and those CDs on the Mac side can be mapped here on the DOS side, so you can play CD games. That's kind of fun, or install CD-based software. So anyway, this is what we got. So on this thing, I've also got Phil's computer lab. He's got that DOS bench, which, if you've not seen this, oh wait, I guess you got to spell it correctly. There are a ton of different benchmarks and stuff where you can kind of like check out your little old DOS PC and see exactly how good it is. So this is the Superscape benchmark. And I will tell you, if you have if you run this on a Pentium, it's like, it will absolutely just blow you away. You'll be like, oh man, it finished in like 3 seconds. And that's fine if you have a machine that runs like that. So, what button do you press to learn how to hit a backhand? I'm not sure what that means. So, but anyway, 19 frames a second. So, not all that amazing. But probably, but again, this is a 46, the Cyrix DX266, and actually I do have like a 586 133 that I put in here, and I did a benchmarking video like a year or two ago on my channel that's got all that stuff. But there's Doom benchmarks, stuff like that on here too. So Quake benchmarks, if that's your thing. So pretty neat. I mean, it'll do some. Oh, I forgot, I can't stop this. You have to let it complete, or you can just reboot it, which has, I think, Open Apple Control period, or Shift period, or I don't know. I guess we gotta wait it out. If you ever get in a bind, you can always switch back to the Mac side, and you can tell it to restart. So, all right. But something I actually wanted to talk about, kind of the part of the point of doing this. Ron, it's a War Games joke. Come on. Oh, sorry. Well, it's been like 400 million years since I've watched War Games, man. It's I do know the only way to win nuclear war, thermonuclear war, is not to play. So I do know that. So give me some credit for that. So anyway, here's my can I type label games? Okay. Hey, that's much better. I like that. All right, so games. We might actually This might, well, I'm not super prepared. I can't really show you part of what I wanted to show you, but maybe I'll do that as a separate video. But in any case, Monkey 1. Okay, so Monkey Island is finicky on 486 machines sometimes. Remember, this kind of came out like a very long, I mean, literally, there's MGA graphics, or Hercules. I don't know if that's really Hercules. MCGA, that's it. Is that Hercules? Is that considered that? I don't remember now. No, my space is not clean. My space is a mess. I need to throw these boxes out. I need to clean all this stuff. Well, I'm pointing like you can see it. I got to clean up all that stuff over there. Oh, no, you can't see it. I got to clean all that up. Oh, you can't even see this pile of stuff on the floor. It's all cables. Awful, awful. I'm off work tomorrow. Maybe I'll take a look. Okay, so I'm going to run Monkey 1, or it's just Monkey VGA mode, with, I don't have a mouse driver loaded, so with keyboard controls and ad-lib audio. So no Sound Blaster audio, because there wasn't, this is an old LucasArts game. Thank you, Thomas Armstrong. I'm pretty sure it was Hercules. I gotta deal with that trash over there too. Man, we're kind of snowed in at the moment. Anyway, but there you go. There's like real Sound Blaster audio, and the sound chip in here is actually it's a Vibra 16, kind of a later. It's weird. It's a later sound chip. That is basically like a system on chip that integrates like quite a few things. Like it's got your MPU 401, it's got your like I guess your OPL2 emulation and all that type of stuff, but it's all like on one chip. So it's kind of nice. They used it in here, and actually there's a card that was released by Creative Labs that has it too. So you can actually have the same exact sound that's on the DOS Compatibility Card on a PC. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, as you can hear, man, it sounds amazing. It sounds as good as you remember. All right, so let's get out of that. So I think the other thing that people love is Space Quest 3. This is another one of those games with great audio. Don't get me wrong, the MT32 audio is probably better, and you can modify the DOS Compatibility Card to actually do MIDI output, but the joystick connector on the multi-cable does not carry the MIDI out signal. So you actually have to modify your DOS Compatibility Card sound chip to add that output. And Steve did that for me. And I tested it, and sure enough, it worked. And then I never made a video about it. And then I sent everything off to Eric Helgeson. Pretty nice. I love that ad-lib music. It's really great. So let's... is it Control Q? Yes, we're going to quit. Let's see what else. Since we have this working. Oh yeah, this is a later... And I've already, oh my gosh, I can't type. I've already done all of the kind of, wait, Atlantis. I've already done all the configuration stuff, and that's why I saved all this. I'm sure not hearing, should be music right now. Yep. Okay, something's wrong. Okay. You gotta get past all that. Well, here I am in New York. What do you gotta hit? Oh gosh, you gotta get past all that. So, oh yeah, sorry. It's Alt Q in this version. Yeah, this is a later game. Okay. Oh, and it's cracked too. Don't look at that, LucasArts lawyers. Okay, so let's see. What I gotta run here? Atlantis, maybe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because see, in this version, you actually have a real Sound Blaster, a real option for Sound Blaster. So, Atlantis, VGA, keyboard, and Sound Blaster. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Oh yeah, Syndicate's a great game. I do not have it on my drive here, though, I don't think. Doom is next. Bruce. Oh, but I'm not getting video. That's weird. Maybe it didn't like. Maybe it didn't like that I typed that. Here, let's try this again. Atlantis, keyboard, and Sound Blaster. We'll leave the VGA statement out. Yeah, okay. It didn't care. It didn't care for me specifically expressing to say that. So yeah, Dune 2 is great. There's so many great DOS games, but the music is so great in these, even on Sound Blaster, even on AdLib, compared to the Mac versions. And that was kind of what I wanted to show off. And maybe I'll do that in a short tomorrow. But yeah, the music is so terrible in these LucasArts, and oh gosh, what's the other company? Oh man, I feel bad. Ken and Roberta's company. Good God. Anyway, so, but the music is so terrible in those games. I don't know who ported them. They're just awful. Their work is bad, and they should feel bad. Okay, so there's all that. Oh, I'm actually using an Apple TGS keyboard, which is not ideal, I think. Okay, so let's see, what do we got here? Pretty sure I have Doom all set up with, or configured correctly, rather. And actually, I own this. They had a thing on GOG where you could buy Doom 1, Doom 1 and Doom 2 for like $1.99. So, I absolutely did that. Okay. Demos from a different game. Oh, well, sorry. I guess maybe I didn't copy it over? Alright. So Doom 2, here we come. Yeah, Sierra Games. Thanks, Jeremy. I don't know. I kept seeing SCI in my brain. SCI. And I'm like, oh, come on. What is it? Yeah. It's, the music is absolutely terrible. Maybe we'll take a second. As soon as this is done, I'll copy that stuff over. There's your Doom music. Yeah, this is a slideshow, but again, this is 486, so I mean, you'd have to really crank the screen down. See, I mean, you crank that screen down. I mean, well, like that's playing it on the 3DO or whatever. I mean, whatever the worst version of the Doom port was. Okay. I mean, there's better machines to play Doom and Doom 2 on. So, all right. So let's see. What do we got here? This may not be something that works. I've not played with this. Oh, it's yeah, there's no music. I have to fix that. Okay. And this was part of the fun back in the DOS days of getting all this stuff configured and working. Let's see. What do we setup? I actually had the weird, wacky box version of this, and I should have kept it. Should have kept it. Sound Blaster Pro. I wonder if that'll work. Do I wanna? Oh wait, hold on. No. Yeah. Okay. So Sound Blaster Pro audio works. Then certainly you should. I get it. Oh yeah. There we go. Nice. And this music is on par with the Mac version, because I think it kind of, like, especially part 2 started there.
In ancient Persia,
Ooh.
there lived a sultan who had an only daughter, whose beauty was like moonrise in a clear heaven. Now it happened that the sultan left his kingdom to fight in a foreign land.
Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. All right. Let's get right to it. Ah! Squish. All right. So audio's pretty good on that. I really dig it. It's really good. All right. So, hey, for fun, let's listen to the terrible Macintosh audio. All right. Let me go ahead. I'm going to have to copy that stuff over real fast. It should not take but a minute or two, and I can catch up on chat. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. All right, and I probably need to make a label for this SD card now too, to denote that it is for the DOS Compatibility Card. So, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get the stuff moved over. Move that. Let's see. I might as well move apps and games. That's 4 gigs. It's going to take a minute. It'll probably take about, it says 4 minutes. That's not too shabby. So we can kill 4 minutes. We got to make a label. Is that laser printer for Steve? No, that is my Dell laser printer that has been just a workhorse. Just a workhorse. I still love these Dymo labelers. I think they're really great. They're super wonderful for just kicking out just a fast little label if you got to get something. So, all right, so let's see what we got here. So we're going to say DOS, DOS card. I love that sound. Jeebus, that label's gigantoid. I don't know that that's going to work. It's going to be way too big for that SD card. All right, so we printed one, and it wasn't great. It's a little too big. So you can go in. We're going to adjust the size. We're going to go all the way down to the lowest size. And hey, that looks not too shabby. So the only thing I don't really care for on this thing is it does take like 6 AA batteries. So when it's not in use, man, the batteries are out. They're in remotes somewhere. I remember as a kid, it was kind of a big deal to have batteries. Because, I mean, especially like alkaline batteries, good Lord, those were expensive. Versus like the really crappy like Radio Shack. Well, I don't know Radio Shack. I don't want to drag them. But because I was a member of the Battery of the Month Club. So, but I would. They put DRM. Okay, what's this? Do us all a favor and do not buy a new Dymo label maker. They put DRM under their blank labels. Really? I didn't know that. This one, the label. There is there's nothing. There's no electronics inside. There's no readers, anything, and the little sort of the little cartridgey deal. It's thermal. It uses thermal printing. Really, there's nothing in here. This is just a spool of tape. So I don't know what they have done maybe on some of their bigger products, but I would say that this old one that I've gotten, they still sell this one. You can still buy labels for it. And I actually have a ton of labels because I just bought them in different colors and stuff so I can do whatever. But I love these yellowy ones because it makes it easy for me to see stuff. So, okay. So let's check this file copy. This file copy is cooking. It's 75% of the way done. It's got 1:15. And as soon as we do that, we're going to label the SD card, and then we're going to pop it back in the Zulu, and we're going to see what we see. Yeah, Radio Shack's Battery of the Month Club was kind of a smart thing, especially if you were a young person to be a member of, just because you could go in there every month and get a free battery. And if you saved your stuff up, you could get like a 9-volt, which is really, those were really expensive batteries to kind of get. So you would kind of save up and get those. I know that there's been some Radio Shack love on Young Sheldon and other shows and things like that. Just nostalgia for Radio Shack. They're kind of a zombie brand now. I think there's still a catalog that goes out, but it's like Bell and Howell is a brand, or Montgomery Ward, or Sears, or Circuit City. I don't know that there's still any Circuit City stuff out there, but it'd be funny if there was. So, but Ian Scott says, hey, there was a great article last week by Jordan Mechner saying the Mac version of Prince of Persia basically saved the game from obscurity. Probably so. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Compared, I mean, there's YouTube channels where there's a guy, and I think he's from Germany, but he lives in Japan. I cannot remember his name. It's retros in the title. So that's every channel's got retro in the title. It makes it tough to kind of know or kind of remember everybody. But no, he did like a comparison of all the different versions of Prince of Persia, and it was basically that because it came out like on Super Nintendo, or maybe it's Super Nintendo, maybe not, but definitely Sega Genesis and Amiga and Mac and PC and like everything. It was on everything. Apple II. The original Prince of Persia. But yeah, that's that Mac version of Prince of Persia, yeah, it's very pretty compared to all the other versions. All the other versions kind of graphically lacking. If you've ever seen the Sega Genesis version, which people kind of like a lot seemingly, I think it's very visually busy. Like it's very like it's like somebody really spent a lot of time doing it. And it doesn't look good to me. I think the Mac version is kind of understated. It's just good enough. And if you look at the if you look at the Prince of Persia 2, every platform looks the same, and it looks exactly like the Mac version. So, but you just saw the PC version there. It's very low resolution compared to the Mac version. Like the Mac version, like it's clean lines. It just looks really good. So. All right, I think we are done with our file copy, and I've got the rest of my tools. Let me make sure I get everything named correctly here, because I hate when I screw this all up, and I'll have something with like conflicting SCSI IDs or something. So 2 and 3. You can't really see it, but now what's on the I'm gonna label some stuff. So DOS. Mac. Okay. So I've got like that 2 GB System 761 partition. I've got that partition or drive file that has all of my DOS containers. I've also got the Apple Legacy Software Recovery CD on there just in case, and that's set to ID6 because you gotta remember max boot the highest SCSI ID to the lowest. So if you ever have like something go bonkers on your machine, it's gonna try to boot that CD. You might have to go through and update your preferences to tell it to boot from like disk 0 if that's where you keep your primary system, which I typically do. But if it stops you having to crack the machine open if everything goes wrong. Okay, so I've got that all copied. Let me go ahead and safely eject the SD card, and it is ejected. All right, so let's go ahead and get this labeled real fast before I forget. So I normally just I will put the label over the end of the SD card. Sort of, oh, sorry, I need to clear that. Over the end of the SD card, so that way it doesn't get bound up in the mechanism or anything like that, or try to make it too thick further down. I don't know that it really matters, but I mean, if you eject them quite a few times, I mean, they're rated for thousands of ejects and all that, but I just figured the less stress you could put on it, the better, maybe. But that's it. Okay. Prince of Persia was the first version. Prince of Persia, the first version, looked better on the VGA PC. Maybe so. I just remember the DOS version. It's kind of blocky. It's kind of not great. It's okay. All right, so let's switch over to the bench, and let's go ahead and get this cooking. Okay. The wonderful boot sound of the 601 based PowerPCs. And these machines and Quadras and stuff, if you do not have a battery in them, and it would be my recommendation not to keep a battery in these guys, because you will forget and they will leak, and then you will be crying when your batteries explode. What I would say is you definitely want to make sure that you do the kickstart, where you turn it on, you wait a second, turn it off, turn it back on. It'll kickstart, and you'll be ready to go. Okay, so let's clean up the desktop. Looking good. Okay, so I put some apps on here, my normal apps and stuff that I use to do things. I got my games on here, and I got my DOS little things. So okay, so we listened to Monkey Island first. So let's go. And I don't think it's The Secret of Monkey Island. I'm pretty sure that I've got it organized. Not great. Maybe it is The Secret of Monkey Island. Let's try that. Certainly will not be by the article where it's like The Secret of Monkey Island. I sure don't think. I don't think I would have punished myself like that, but it is possible. SE Secret. Well, that's sure. You know, if you short things by name, it's just so much simpler. You don't see all the pretty icons, but okay. Is it The Secret of Monkey Island? I cannot believe that I would do that, but I wouldn't put it past me. Oh Lord. I should have sorted this one by name. Monkey Island 1, Monkey Island 2. Okay. So here we go. Prepare for the pain. You remember what it sounded like, right? I mean, that's kind of okay, right? That one channel, the wind channel, really loud. Okay, get ready. Here it comes. What? Oh gosh, it's. You hearing this? These are the people to blame. And it doesn't matter. You could play this on a Quadra. It still broke. It still sounds crazy. I need to go through and try it on like my LC3 and see if it sounds any worse. But yeah, no, terrible. Now I played this back in the day on like a Quadra 610, and I don't remember it sounding that terrible. Okay, so Space Quest, get ready, because this one is not great. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh yeah, it's patched for PowerPC. Okay. But it is similarly broken on Macintosh too, or on 68,000. Actually, we might have crashed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think we crashed. Yeah, I don't remember what the deal is with this, but it's weird because if you listen to it, it plays like 3 times faster than it should, even on like a LC3. So the intro is done, and the intro music is still, the intro music is still playing, and you're just like, what? Like I don't even have control of the character, and it's like the music is now all queued up weird, and it just kind of like it's not a great experience. So not a fan, would not recommend. Yeah. That's a weird one. I don't know what that is. It's holding us up, though, that's for sure. Looks like a DOS Compatibility Card issue something. What's happening? I'm getting it's reading. All right. Hold on. All right. All right. Let's try it again. Yeah, JVHS. No. You are correct. You are correct. My ears are threatening to bleed. I do not care. Do not care for that. It is not very good. Let's see what it was. It's getting there. It's hanging up again. It's trying. It's reading. It's doing something. Yeah, these cantankerous old Macs. Sometime that's going to happen. Well, since we're not doing DOS card stuff, we can probably move around that. I'm going to start up without extensions, and maybe we'll reinstall the Mac or the DOS compatibility software and see if that resolves the issue. No biggie. Okay, extensions disabled. Pretty quick. All right. Oh gosh, it is doing a scan on one of the drives. I guarantee. And these are 2 gigabyte drives, so they take a second. So we're not really locked up here. We are just in a kind of a delay of game while it figures out if it wants to rebuild the desktop file on a drive. So that has just been my experience. Great. Something else, actually, while I'm thinking about this, I probably need to put nope. Let's see. SCSI probe. Yeah, I need to get that on the primary drive, just in case something doesn't mount, and if it doesn't mount my applications drive, that's a problem. Okay, so Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, that was the other one that we took a look at. There's Last Crusade. Do I not have Fate of Atlantis on here? Pretty sure. It makes me wonder if I put it under Fate of Atlantis. Some of the stuff is based on what the people actually named it back in the day. I guess I could search for it, right? Fate. You gotta have fate. Oh no, don't search apps. Okay, maybe I don't have it on here. I'll have to figure out why that is. But yeah, the here's that music, not real great. Really really very much a disappointment. But yep, there is quite a bit of stuff still out here waiting to be played. Kind of cool. Things seem to be going okay. That's basically it. I think I got it going for the moment. I'll probably wrap it up there. So let me go ahead and switch back over here to the main rig. And there you have it. So, hey, thank you everybody for stopping by. I know it's rather late. It's now just a little bit after midnight. Oh yeah, Doom 2. Sorry, Doom 2. All right, man. Okay, Doom 2. Got it. I'm glad you're here to keep me do I have Doom 2? Yes. Oh yeah, because it's on the Macintosh. It's Ultimate Doom. But I don't know how much music we're really gonna. Oh yeah, requires QuickTime 2.0. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to reboot. Probably. If I want audio. If I want music, rather. Let's see what happens. I sure don't remember like there being a lot of music when I was playing this on the 6360. It's still a slideshow. 20 frames per second. I think I was getting 35, like a solid 35 on the 6360. Is there any music in this first level? I shouldn't remember. Okay, so let's start it. Let's restart. Let's make sure that we get our... hey, Jeff. How's it going? Let's go ahead and we'll get this set up so that way that... give this a try. Oh, see, that time it was fine. But you saw it came back up. I'm pointing at the other screen like you can't see it. But you saw that it was like black and then it looped and then it was like, oh yeah, no, we're cool. It showed the real icon then. Okay, so let's see what happens this time. Okay, so we're going to kill Finder. I don't think there's music on that first level. I can't hear it in my head, that's for sure. One frame. Oh yeah, there we go. 35 frames a second on a 6100. Not too bad. We'll actually see what it looks like when, like, the demo starts. Yeah, there you go. That's the slideshow I remember. Okay, so I don't remember if there is music on this first level. Try to see. Can I... Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Why do they want to walk in front of you? Okay. Yeah, baby. That's my world record speed run. 22 seconds. All right, come on. Oh, I guess you gotta hit space. Where's the music? Where's the music in this game? Is there music in this game? I don't know. There might be a problem with my copy of Doom. All right, so let's Ultimate Doom. Ultimate Doom. Yeah, there's a music folder here, so it makes me think that I'm missing the... Yeah, we're off to a bad start. Because I'm obviously developed by some different people. Okay. Well, you actually got music here. So maybe I'll have to see that there's something wrong. Something wrong with my copy of Doom 2. And you know what? Very likely is. But this is the song that everybody wants to hear anyway, right? It's the one they want to hear, right? And I was going to say, I'm fairly certain that this is just the MIDI file. Oh. Can you not control it? I sure don't know what keys you press to move. Maybe we don't have anything mapped. Oh gosh, what am I? Oh no. Oh no. It's IJKL. There is no WASD. Yeah, this music is fine. This checks the boxes for me. Yep, sounds right to me. Okay, let's take a look-see at what's going on with the music. Oh yeah, these are just MIDI files. Yeah, these are just MIDI files. Oh, as if I'm gonna customize that. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I guarantee I just don't have all the right files and stuff. So anyway, but that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, Prince of Persia 2. Sorry, I'm bad at this game. Of remembering things. Such a beautiful game, and the box that this came in, just so great. I'd say it sounds better than the PC version. Thank you, Jordan Mechner. The audio.
In ancient Persia, there lived a sultan who had an only daughter.
Voice sounds about the same. But look at the quality of the graphics here in a second. It's still loading. Plays in a slightly smaller window, but just look how clean it looks compared to the PC version. PC version's very aliased looking. Let's see if I can make it through this first level. Oh, I forgot what key you press. Okay. What key draws the sword? Ah! Okay, so I think it's X gets the sword out. X will put the sword away for sure. Yeah, I sure don't know the controls. Okay, So, all right. So I've got numpad going now. Oh, Lord. I think this happened to me on another stream one time. I could not figure out what the hell I was supposed to do. Okay, I figured out how you... Okay, I'm frustrated. I'll have to read the manual. Okay. So, actually, something else I have set up that I'll need to play around with eventually is I actually have a drive set up that has all my MIDI games on it. And I've got an MT32, I've got a SC55 and a SC88. SC55 is probably the best one I'd say for Macintosh, just because it has a regular serial port. You do not have to use the nearly unobtainium MIDI box. You don't have to use this crazy thing with it. You can just plug a serial cable directly into it, and you've got MIDI audio and stuff. So anyway, let's see. I like that little fade out. Isn't that nice? Okay. So let's see. What other games do they have on here? Duke 3D, Doom 2, yeah, Monkey, Indie, yeah. What's HOC? I shouldn't remember what the heck this is. This is Willie Beamish? Oh, Heart of China. Yeah, talk about a great game. Yeah, this is a good one. If you never played Heart of China, really great adventure game. Definitely, definitely worth checking that one out. That one's a pretty good one. I just remember I was playing over at a friend's house, and he was playing this, and he was showing me something where there's a kid you need to get to help you with a project, and he just wants a toy, any toy. So you have to get like a shoebox, or not, like a cigar box, and like some chopsticks and some coins, and you make him like a little car out of it. And I just thought, oh wow, that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, Heart of China, really great game. So anyway, probably leave it there. We're coming up on 2 hours, so that's pretty good for a Monday night, Tuesday morning. So, all right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to spend it with me. As always, I appreciate your continued support. Don't forget that if you are not a subscriber to the channel, that you hit that like button. And also, just as a reminder, I've also got super chats and little stickers and stuff set up now if you'd like to support the channel in a financial sense. Don't forget about my Patreon over at patreon.com. Did you know that for just $1 a month you can support me on patreon.com? I'll play the outro video that actually has all the Patreon stuff on it so that you can see that too. But anyway, thanks everybody. I really appreciate your time. Try to get some sleep if you are in the Midwest. Try to stay warm tonight and stay out of trouble. Let me get this queued up here. Yep, I think I'm ready to go. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. And as I always say, Apple II forever.